I think we all had a moment in life we'd rather forget, doing things we thought were cool back in the day, but we were a clown putting on an entire circus act. The type of stuff you'd claim isn't a phase, but let's be real, thank God it was. Today we're looking at the most painful phases we've gone through, so let's not waste any more time and let's begin. This is probably the first one we all thought of. The type of person that wears fully black, rocking a hairstyle like this one, and their Roblox character is always monstrosities like this. These motherfuckers are a psychologist's dream. Just sit there, let them talk, and make bank, claiming every mental health illness in the book because their mom confiscated their phone. Who am I to judge? Apparently we all wouldn't get it, since they're always this lone wolf type of individual. Not by choice, but because they're so misunderstood. And just in case their favorite color wasn't obvious by now, I'll list them off. Pure black, rich black, onyx, glossy black, jet black, charcoal, ash black, raven, and midnight black. Of course there are some other shades of black I can name, but that will take up the entire video. So instead we'll look at some other interests the average emo has. The music. It can swing so many directions. The ones that love rap would love stuff like Lil Peep, Juice WRLD, or Triple X. The metal fans adore grown men ripping off their throats like, I don't know any death metal bands. And then we have bands like 3 Days Grace, Starset, Linkin Park, etc, etc. Making you believe that they've experienced 3 years of hard labor in Soviet Russia. And how do I know this much about them? Well, take a wild guess. Listen, COVID didn't do any favors, alright? So, we had 50-year-old me, fully black, listening to some nightcore emo type of shit while bedrotting until the lockdown disappeared. Alright, and me having black hair also didn't help. So, I had people dropping a bombshell that I had a Justin Bieber cut. But, you know, emo. So it was literally a walking invitation for people to sing some goofy shit like, "Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort." You know what? I probably deserve that. But enough about that. Time to go to the next one. Okay, so, unlike the emo, the wannabe gangsters are just a headache to everyone around them. Oftentimes the people that go through this phase are influenced by those shitty rappers. You know, the ones that are flexing money, rapping about all the bitches that they have, and of course, rapping about the ops, because for some reason stabbing one another sounds like music to their ears. Walking around with a ridiculous katana which they claim is for their own safety. Of course it's bullshit, going after harmless granny for living in the wrong neighborhood. These people always look the same, walking around with the same shitty clothing. A garbage tracksuit, bags like these, and something to cover up their face. Like, who the fuck are you? Motherfuckers are out there acting as if they're some Mexican drug lord. Drop the ninja cosplay, no one is after you. As for the music taste, I think I already gave it away. There's not much to add in because again, bitches, money, stabbing, is the same shit, only a different beat. Talking about some started from the bottom type of shit. Ah yes, because 2 mansions, 3 Lamborghinis, and a maid is definitely rock bottom. And finally, they're always in a group, going around with 15 different individuals, filming a video to show how tough they are, and harassing others around them. Like, what gangster announces their president with a megaphone? I'm no expert, but it's more logical to be low-key about it. Not, you know, announce it like some public event. Maybe you had a phase like this one, but thankfully I didn't. I do know quite a few people that weren't as fortunate, but, you know, they grew out of it eventually. Finally turning off that horrendous drill rap harming my eardrums. I think we all knew an edgelord back in the day. The motherfuckers that live off everything shock related, thinking it's one of the coolest shit or whatever. Like, they're running with the entire negative attention is also attention type of tactic, saying some fucked up shit just for the hell of it, trying to be funny, but leaving everyone looking at them like this. They're getting insane amounts of judgmental looks, and you'd think to yourself that they would learn their lesson, but hell no. They're not thinking, "Oh, I think I went too far." No, my friend, it's more like an, "Everyone's gone soft. Snowflake generation for real." Like, the type of shit they're saying has no build-up or punchline. It's just them on their knees sucking up the big H. How are we supposed to laugh at that? They'll defend it by saying, "I have dark humor," thinking that it's some type of get-out-of-jail-free card or something. It's like the equivalent of pushing someone down the stairs and then saying some dumb shit like, "It's just a prank, bro." And listen, I'm all for dark humor stuff, right? I'm not the type to get offended easily. But stuff like that does annoy me simply because it's a motherfucker being corny as shit. It's also very hard to believe that they're joking when their views are extremist to a level where even a past dictator would feel disgusted. Like, their personalities literally like those degenerate bums who stream on Kick. If you look at the viewers of almost all of these streamers, you'll find a bunch of 12 to 14-year-olds who haven't grown past their edgy face yet. And I'll admit a very embarrassing secret. I was one of these degenerates. Thankfully, I didn't watch Kick back in the day since it wasn't really a thing, but I was one of those edgy losers that thought that watching gore while licking the boots of dictators made me a very tough comedic genius. But in reality, mothers used me as an example in front of their children, telling them, if you don't go to school, this could be you. Again, completely deserved. If someone told me that they went through a gacha phase, I would immediately think that they were some type of weirdo. You'd think a game filled with cute, innocent little characters is pretty harmless, right? Well, I feel like everyone familiar with the community is holding in their laughs right now. Because even though it's an app made for kids, the content made with it feels more like it belongs on anime. I've seen so many of these types of videos pass by, and by the looks of it, they already look sketchy as shit. Back in the day, I skipped all of them because, you know, common sense. But for the sake of research purposes, I jumped into the cesspool, and one thing that I noticed immediately is that almost everyone was either bullied, kidnapped, or experienced a Diddy party. These people remind me of those old creepypasta authors who would make the most despicable killers possible, but then afterwards giving it such a sad, pathetic backstory to justify their actions. Something along the lines of, this is Toby. He was bullied by his classmates, his mom took away his PlayStation, and his dad was Herbert the pervert. One day he had enough, so he started stabbing innocent people around him because he was so incredibly sad. And sure, not all the community is like that, but I can't just ignore those videos that seem more like a deprived, middle-aged man's fantasies. You'd kind of expect one of them to make that, but no. Because the people in the gacha phase are mostly kids between the ages of 10 to 12 years old. A lot of them becoming these gacha tubers, trying to make it big by making gacha-like music videos, reaction videos, or, you know, weird stuff that a kid shouldn't even think about. Like, I have cousins that like this app, and to say that I was concerned for their innocence was an understatement. Sure, they might look at normal stuff, but what are the odds that they'll accidentally drift towards the gacha heat bullshit? And for anyone asking what gacha heat is, it's literally a gacha life and Wattpad hybrid. You heard me complain about the inappropriate stuff before, and this is where most of that shit comes from. But yeah, I haven't gone through this phase myself. I feel like one of you guys have though, so if you have some interesting stuff to add in, drop it down below and I'll go to the next one. Here comes the most unbearable fanbase on the planet. Going through our K-pop phase is like stepping in fresh dog shit. It's embarrassing, and the smell also bothers other people around you. Sure, there are a few normal people here and there that just enjoy the genre for what it is, but we're obviously not talking about them. If I think of cancel culture, the first thing that comes to my mind is a miserable teenage bitch. One with a K-pop profile picture and one that spams a sticker of her favorite idol everywhere. And if you dare say anything negative about them, well shit, you're in for a temper tantrum and a half. Flopping on the floor, crying her eyes out while slamming her head on the ground. You think that you just killed her mother in a drunk driving accident with the way she's freaking out. Like, come on. They see idols pull stuff like... and then say shit like, oh my god, protect them at all costs. Like, shut the fuck up, they're double your age. As for how the Korea boos live, I don't even know if you can call this living, but they're just endlessly on their phone, watching fan cams, bugging everyone around them with their interests, and going outside is completely optional. Probably also having a room filled with K-pop merch, and then regretting the lost money once they've grown up. So anyway, that was it for today. Like, subscribe, drop some stupid comments, and I'll see you all in the next one.